Rick Hansen. G'day guys, how's it going? My name is AussieTash. I have received many suggestions. Tash, go up and learn about Rick Hansen, Man in Motion. Set Elmos Fire song. We all know that song. We all love that song. I'm guessing that song has a big connection with Rick Hansen. I'm going to watch that video. I'm just going to learn a little bit about Rick Hansen first in this full interview we're going to see right now. But before we get into it, please make sure to jump on, hit that subscribe button. That would really help me out. Okay, Rick Hansen, let's go.
When he was 15, coming home from a fishing trip, Rick Hansen was thrown from the bed of a pickup truck. The friend he was riding with walked away from the accident unharmed. Rick never walked again. But here's the thing about Rick. Instead of cursing his fate, he became a power. His motto, anything is possible. He's won 19 international wheelchair marathons, 3 golds for Canada at the Paralympic Games. But for Rick, personal success wasn't enough. So, inspired by his mentor, Terry Fox, Rick undertook a 2-year journey.
Terry Fox was a very good friend of mine. His spirit for reaching and giving everything he had is very, very important, not just for the disabled, for everyone.
The Man in Motion World Tour. 34 countries, 40,000 kilometers, $26 million raised for spinal cord injury research, and the promotion of inclusiveness. And if Rick ever doubted himself, he sure didn't show it. In fact, his courage captured the attention of the world. You know that song that Hollywood likes to use for epic moments? Written in Rick's honor. But that was 25 years ago, and although he still works hard to provide opportunities for people with disabilities, an entire generation has grown up since he last circled the globe. So at age 54, he's out there again, retracing the entire Canadian portion of his tour, because despite all that he's accomplished, Rick will be the first to tell you his most important work is yet to come.
Okay, hold on. Stop the cameras. Stop the cameras. The St. Elmo's Fire song was written for Rick Hansen and everything he has accomplished. That is super cool, man. We all know that song. It's at the end of the Breakfast Club film. Absolutely loved it. When old mate runs out and goes, yeah! Fist pumps to the sky. Fantastic. Written for Rick Hansen. That's really, really cool. This young boy, completely paralyzed at a young age, still becomes an Olympic champion for Canada. I knew he had a bit of a connection with Terry Fox, but I had no idea that he was an Olympic champion before that. This is really, really cool. I am so looking forward to learning more about Rick Hansen.
Dreams, strive to be the best you can be with what you have.
Welcome back to the show, our friend Rick Hansen. How are you?
Good to see you.
You too. How's things?
Awesome. Thank you. Good to see you guys.
Welcome back, buddy.
It's fantastic being here.
Man, if you think about it, right, 25 years.
Hard to believe, eh? It goes by like that.
That's good. You figured this out, though, this time around.
Yeah.
Because even though
Formaldehyde.
Yeah, that's true. But even though you're doing the celebration of the Man in Motion Tour, this time in Canada, as you recreate the journey, you're not doing all the work.
That's right. We're asking 7,000 people, many in motion, to connect the country on shared vision and values and reflect an amazing amount of gratitude to those individuals who represent millions who have made a difference. Every one of them has helped push the bar further, and it makes us realize that this country is strong and together.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about the stuff that you've been able to do, and I just wondered, what we haven't talked a lot about is go back to those first few months in the hospital. Tell me what that was like for you.
You know, when you think you're going to be representing your country at the Olympic Games one day and your whole life revolves around physical activity and the use of your legs, and then your spine's shattered, you know, the doctor says you'll never walk again, it's devastating. And you have no point of reference because back in the 70s, you know, if you think about having a disability, it was almost like a life of confinement. And so I had to learn and grow just like anyone else and realize that, you know, it was still a whole new world out there waiting for me, but I had to just have a great attitude about what I could do instead of focus on what I couldn't do.
What was the first real big switch where you saw people were paying attention to accessibility issues?
You know, the biggest shift started when you started seeing people like Sam Sullivan, the mayor of the city of Vancouver, you know, going out and representing Canada and receiving the Olympic flame in Torino. And
that was a big moment.
You know, I mean, you think about that. I mean, we didn't have to say one thing about what our country stands for. A big city mayor, quadriplegic, and he's just twirling around as good as any other mayor and saying, yeah, I'm ready to welcome the world. And, you know, those are the kinds of moments. Chantal Petitclerc, one of the greatest athletes in Canada, being recognized as athlete and not as a person who's special or different.
Hold on. Did Rick Hansen just mention that he envisioned himself being an Olympic athlete before he sustained this horrible injury? Is that true? Before he became a paraplegic and got this spinal injury, he was going to represent Canada or had aspirations to represent Canada. In what field? In what sport? Please leave a comment and let me know.
Amazing athlete.
When you, what was the one place you were the most excited to go back and see?
You know, for me, just August 24th, being at Cape Stewart, Newfoundland, and being there 25 years to the day, passing on the Royal Canadian Mint medal that represents 25 years of progress to the very first relay participant, you know, based on the 7,000, Jacob Manning, a young kid, 13 years old, dealing with juvenile diabetes, but not letting it beat him, moving forward, feeling a sense of pride that so many people were coming together. And each one of them, George, they get a chance to take this home with them. This is the special commemorative medal, and it's really cool. Eh? They get to have this. It's a way of saying thank you. We can't reach everybody on our journey, but we want to recognize difference makers. And here's what I want to do, buddy. I want to be able to pass this on to you because you are an amazing difference maker. You know, what you do in representing your values on your show, but more importantly, as a UN Goodwill Ambassador for helping to alleviate hunger, you represent what's best about Canada, and it would be an honor to be able to pass this on to you.
Hey? Wow. Hey?
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Rick.
Appreciate it, bud. Thank you. Yeah, you're amazing.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is
seriously, right on.
That's
You're
very
amazing.
That means a lot. I appreciate that.
Well, that's what it's about, right? And of course, the way this happens, like I'm sure you do, it's taking a moment. You know, who inspires you? You know, we have a virtual medal program where people can go online and take a moment and say, you know what, this family member, a friend, someone who I don't even know that actually inspired me to, you know, to be able to try harder or to be able to continue. And if we take a moment to reflect on gratitude, you know, it energizes us for the future. It makes us feel connected and not alone. And I think that's the most important human trait we have.
Yeah, and it's just not being overloaded by everybody else's cynicism, which I think is what happens to people, right? We just go, it's not going to get better, or this is going to suck, or whatever that is. Did you ever struggle with that?
Big time, and still do. You know, I mean, there's still times when I'm trying my best and you get completely overwhelmed. And you know, but I have this little photo up on the wall when I was on the Great Wall of China. And every once in a while, when it's tough, I open the door, turn the light on. You know, I see that little image and I go, yep, okay. You know,
good,
no
right?
walls, too big, keep going.
Oh, wow. I just love this guy, this Rick Hansen. I now understand why everyone's saying, Tash, you need to watch some videos on him. Guys, trust me, there are more videos to come. I just wanted to learn a little bit about the man before I got into the whole Man in Motion video. I am so excited to watch that video. I'm guessing that from what he's saying, he didn't just go around Canada. He ran around the whole world. Did he wheelchair across the Great Wall of China? Something, a man-made vessel that can be seen from outer space on his wheelchair? That is so cool. This guy is a proud Canadian. He is awesome.
Did you have to have a shift? Because I know for a lot of guys who, when you first hear about them, and for lots of good reasons, if they're faced with an injury and a disability, they say, one day we're gonna figure this out, I'm gonna walk again. And then at a certain point you have to go, maybe that's not my story. Did you have to go through that?
Of course, you know, I would have sold my soul for the use of my legs when I was laying in that hospital bed for over 4 months. And it was the only thing, because it was my whole life. And all these years later, you look back on it and you go, you know what? You know, I'd love to walk again, but I'd never trade my life for the use of my legs. I feel like I'm one of the luckiest guys on the planet. You know, but it took a long road, and it took important questions and a big challenge to facilitate that perspective. And, you know, there's no question that we're going to find a cure for spinal cord injury, and the next generation is going to have a chance to walk again. I know it. You know, you can just feel it with the energy, the insight, the great discoveries that are out there, bringing 70 sites around the world to accelerate knowledge. In the next 25 years, anything's possible.
Are you going to be mad at me if I use this to try to get into a bar and get to the front of the line? I'll be like, hey, look what Rick Hansen gave me.
Yeah,
okay,
right.
let me, 4 times you were robbed?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Can you believe that?
What is that all about?
You know what it is? Sometimes, you know, you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Doesn't matter where you go. You can have incredible response in a place like New Zealand, but you just happen to be in a motel room beside a wedding, and you know, and some guy maybe has a few beers, and he sees a door, and he goes, "Oh, I'll just jimmy that," and he takes away a bunch of stuff. And you know, another guy in Spain, you know, Donnie caught some guy in the back of the motorhome trying to steal some equipment, and he started wrestling with them, and then he got, sucker punched, and he was lucky they got away.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Did you come back and go, really, everybody, really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to go around the world in a wheelchair here, really?
Well, I'm sure that karma's come back to those guys, right?
It does, doesn't it, right?
Yeah.
The Rick Hansen Relays in Toronto this weekend continues west until the 22nd of May, and it marks 25 years of the original Man in Motion tour.
Yeah.
Rick Hansen, everybody.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I am just in love with this man. I'm not quite too sure when this video was or when the 25-year celebration was. Like I said, I've got so many videos to learn. There is a Rick Hansen special coming up. I'm going to be dropping a video once a week so I can learn more about this man, see his travels all around the world, see his contribution to spinal injuries, the charities that he raised the money for, and just look and admire Rick Hansen for the positive, amazing human being that he is. Canada, be so proud of this man. He is a fair dinkum legend. Okay, that was the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Just a little bit of insight on who the man Rick Hansen is before we get the wheels in motion and crack open the Man in Motion video. Okay, if you enjoyed it, please smash the like button, leave a comment, and remember to subscribe. That would really help me out. Cheers from down under. Take care. Bye.